Now, it seems that us Brits are far from happy with the state of our nation, with many of us believing that we are living in broken Britain. According to a new populace poll published by the Times newspaper today, nearly 3/5 of voters say that they hardly recognise the country they're living in, whilst 42% would emigrate if they could. However, on a brighter note, 60% of us are more optimistic about the future. So that's a little bit of good news in there for Gordon Brown. But don't you think it's time, really, that we gave us as a country a bit of a break and we started bigging up Britain instead of bashing it down the whole time?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm bored of these negative headlines, aren't you?
I just wish people had stopped moaning. I think this country's fantastic. I do. I think it's wonderful. Our arts are amazing for a start. But it depends on your experience, I know, and I've just had the most amazing experience. I've just been up in Doncaster with my mum, because she's not very well, she's poorly, and she's in Doncaster Royal Infirmary, and she is receiving the most amazing care from all the doctors and the nurses up there. I don't know what camera I'm on, but I just want to say, Mum, keep taking the tablets and do as you're told. And honestly, the NHS at the moment is just extraordinary, I think.
Yeah, it's great, but you see, I think Great Britain as we knew it is no longer, because we're just covered with sleaze from everywhere. And I think... I know I'm going to get absolutely annihilated for this, but everybody in the world thinks we're Great Britain, and that's why everybody's coming here. All we want in Britain is fairness for the people who live here. And our NHS system is great.
So what do you mean? You're saying that we have soft borders and that we're a soft touch?
We are known as a soft touch, Kate. Everybody knows they can come here and get housing and benefits and everything else, and I think we should start looking after our own a little bit.
But that's a bit of a headline as well, Jane, because it's not as easy as rocking up on a boat from Calais and here's your flat, here's your benefits. It's not quite as cut and dried as that. And I tell you what, on the flip side of that, and I'm sure you'll back me up on this, Lesley, a lot of the people working in our brilliant NHS right now are employed from overseas, because we do not have this trained staff who are wanting to put themselves through the British education system and qualify for great jobs like being a doctor and a nurse, because we just don't have that level of skilled worker anymore. So actually, a lot of our hospitals...
No, that's true. We've got a lot of skilled workers in this country.
No, I think there's a lot of...
I don't think we do.
Our training here, because, again, to be honest, we are a very, very highly trained nation. We've got a lot of doctors and nurses that we're ready to employ, but we have a lot of positions also, because there's been incredible investment in the NHS. So, you know, I know I'm an optimistic person by nature, but I only see the good things in this country, and you can't look
of the bad, though, as well. I think the problem for me is, you know, I do love Great Britain, and I do still think it's certainly beautiful. It's a beautiful place to live. You know, our countryside, our history, all of that is fabulous, and we're very lucky to have it. The thing for me where it's completely gone down the pan is the way the law protects a perpetrator and criminalises the victim.
But that goes back to the Human Rights Bill, yeah?
So the Human Rights Bill, the PC, it's all gone way over the top for me, and that's where sometimes I think I feel unsafe living in my own country. I feel unsafe, you know, if I went to protect my family, because I think, you know... Yeah, really, because I've had...
I don't feel that. I live in the city and I don't feel
Well,
that.
I've lived in an area where it was really quite bad, and the police actually said to me that if, you know, because I said to them, look, can I do this, can I do that? They said, yeah, but, you know, if they do that and they injure themselves, they will be able to sue you. And I went, what, as they're breaking into my house? You know, it was like,
I mean, I get you know, the frustrations on the law,
and you read it every day in the papers.
That's the point. You read it every day. I think it's the media that do this to us. It's the headlines.
They can't print stuff that isn't 100% true about somebody. They'll print what sentence he got for some hideous, hideous crime that he'd already been released on.
I think they're rare cases. I mean, the majority of people feel safe. I feel perfectly safe in our inner cities.
Well, I think you're very lucky.
I do, but I think you're right. I think the headlines about Britain are, you know, it's that old adage, isn't it?
It's all about
that good news is no news.
But I'm also not generalising on everybody coming in. I'm really not generalising. I'm saying that there is a huge problem. We have got huge problems in this country, and please, let somebody sort it out. Let one of our governments, don't care who they are, somebody sort it out. Yeah. Give us some answers, give us some policies, give us something we can believe in. Get it back to Great Britain.
OK. Well, thank you very much, Jane.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm running for Parliament.
It's all right. She's up next. You can vote for her. The next election. Blimey, there's a thought. Now, time for your first job.